Hey friends, if you're looking for a light for around the house, off-road adventure, camping, hiking, maybe you should be taking a look at these lights by Olight. We got the Swivel Pro 1100 Monster right here and the Swivel 400. So let's get into here and see if you're in the market for one of these. All right, so let's get into this 400 right here. So one thing I'll say right off is it's small. It's small. Let me put it in my hand. You see, I can fit it almost in my palm. It's not sticking out past. The thickness of it is about the thickness of my palm. That makes sense? Kind of giving you an idea of the size of this. You definitely can put this in your pocket and it's not going to be too obtrusive. This, on the other hand, you can see it's out quite a bit more. But I'm not trying to persuade you away from the 1100 Monster because there's a lot of good things with this light. But this one right here, I think could be a fantastic small light, which might be pretty excellent for camping. Actually, maybe a better light than this all around. The body's made of polymer. It has a lanyard right here. One interesting thing is they went with a reverse lanyard. Interesting. Oh, before I forget, 3 different colors: green, black, orange. So at first I was like, this is weird. Why'd they do a reverse lanyard? You do have to use 2 hands to attach to something, but I guess on the other hand, when you go to take it off, it only takes 1 hand. Let me demonstrate. So 2 hands, I'm gonna pretend this is my finger going in, something you're hanging it on. So if you want to get it off, yeah, so I guess the other option is if it went the other direction, it's easy going on, but it takes 2 hands to take something off. Magnets. These lanyard lights pretty much all have magnets. This seems to work pretty well. I'm right here on my table saw, and I will demonstrate here in a little bit on the back of the Jeep to where it hangs pretty well. It's all the magnet that it needs. We got positive clicks, and it's very strong. It's not going to come down. Well, I got it to move there, but you can see it's not falling down out of place. Now, some of my criticisms right off are going to be this button right here. You easily will get it confused with the charging port, which is a USB-C, which is excellent. And that's one of the reasons why I've chose to purchase these right here, is I didn't want our Bosch lights. We have multiple of the 12-volt Bosch lights that I use in our construction companies. They are in a fantastic light, and I have no means of changing them, and they're lanyard style. I've got several videos on our channel of those, but I didn't want one that took an external battery. I wanted one that had an internal battery that could be easily charged with something that you're going to be charging your phone with or your tablet. That's where these come in. So another advantage with these that the Bosch doesn't have, or the Klein for that matter, is the flashlight. Now, when I get into showing you the functions of this, it's going to come across as a little confusing because I confuse myself each time I use it, but I think you quickly would get used to it. So getting back to these buttons, I'm still getting used to understanding that this is the on and off, and I don't know, I seem to always come to that side. And they have very similar feel. So if you pull this out of your pocket, the only identifying, there's just a little tab right there sticking on the charging port to help you grab it, pull it out. That kind of gives you just a feel knowing that you're on the wrong side. Other than that, you're going to be over here trying to squeeze it to turn it on. Now, it is flush. On the positive side, you're never going to accidentally turn this light on and it be turned on. I just don't see how, because you have to you definitely have to go out of your way to turn this light on. So let me do that again. You see how I had to push it fairly quick? And before I forget, there's 4 dots on the side. That kind of gives you an indication of your battery charge. Now to go to the main face, you just hold this light down, that button I mean, and now we're there. Now it brings it in on medium. Oh, I didn't push it quick enough. So there's high, low, and then off. Now, you gotta do it again. So you're gonna. I'm not cutting this out because it is a little frustrating, but I think the light's pretty great. That's high, and that's what really matters right there. It's on. I think they could have done better as far as the light. I don't see why you need 3 settings. The flashlight only had 2. I would have been happy if you would have just done 1 setting, and I would have been happy if you would have done 1 setting there. Does it mean I'm going to get rid of this light? No, I don't think so. Some people really like those nice settings. One advantage with a really low setting is if you're concerned about your battery going dead, you turn it on low. And especially if you're around a sensitive person, you know, as far as not having much light in the camp or, you know, your tent or what have you, you got to go to a real low setting. Yeah, I understand that. Okay. All right, this light isn't much different, except we do get our quarter. Is that quarter? If you do have a camera tripod, I guess this is a little bit of an advantage with this one right here. And of course you got, man, this thing has a lot more settings. It does all that, and of course it has the lanyard. And let me get this thing off here so we can go over a few more, because this has a few more light functions that you can play with while you're laying in bed, annoying the person in the sleeping bag beside you. We're going to turn this on. Now they did put this towards the end. Flashlight. So it has 2 settings. I'm going to hold this down, get it to go in the front. That's medium. That's 1100. That's low. And now we got red. And we got red flashing. So we got a lot more functions with this. And it's off. I'm at the back of the Jeep right here. I got the tailgate open. I guess if you're really worried about the finish, you could carry a little sheet along, but so it's pretty slick, you know. I'm illuminating the ground really well, and I can, you know, twist around, and let's say I need extra light back here, especially if you got an older Jeep. You don't have very good lights inside your vehicle. Working underneath of a vehicle, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. There's medium, there's high, and there's low. There's low. I'm pointing the light right at you. So, I mean, high is definitely usable. Puts out quite a bit of light. But you're going to see, not compared to this monster. Let's check this one out. Medium, high, and there's low. Wow, I think low is even lower than that. All right, let's compare the 2 spot or flashlights. So we got the flashlight on the swivel, 400 on the left, and the flashlight on the Pro on the right. Now for me, I think the light is brighter on this side. Very interesting. But basically what I want to get at is these lights are very, very usable. They got a bunch of light that are coming out of them. All right, so I'm going to try to give you my final thoughts on these. If I were to choose this light right here, if I'm camping by myself, probably this. It's definitely dimmer. It's 400 lumens, you know, on high. If you're hiking, I think this is a fantastic light. It's slim, it's super light. Every time I think about walking, if you're at a state park and you're going to the restrooms in the evening to where there's no light, and then you can slip this in your pocket, this just seems perfect. It's super light. It's not going to be, the magnets are going to be strong to where it's not wanting to fall off. Are you going to be broadcasting a bunch of light for other people to work with this? I don't think so. I think that's where this one comes in. This one's going to produce enough light for people doing, more than one person doing a task. So if you're setting a TED up, I think a couple of you can use this same light and it broadcasts enough light. Working underneath of a vehicle, the more light you got, the better. So I'm going to give the win here. Slip it in your pocket, it's going to be a struggle. I guess you could throw this around a belt loop. The win goes to this one. The weight definitely goes to this. The battery life, well, I don't want to say one or the other because this one puts out quite a bit more, but I guess if you put it on the lowest settings, this is going to win. A lot bigger battery. This one does have the attachment for the tripod. I think that's pretty cool. If you do have a tripod out there to where you're trying to direct light, yeah. I think that's it. They both put out the same quality white light. So I think it's a fantastic quality light. I'm talking about the white light that it puts out. It's very pleasing to my eyes. It's not too high a Kelvin to where it's going blue. There's no yellow in it that I see, and there's no green hues. It's a good quality white light. All right, that's it. You can buy 2 of these for what one of these are. I got to call it on it. I'm not sure which one's going in my tool bag. I'm going to have to use them more. So, all right. See yous.